A warm welcome to everyone. My name is Divya Shah. I'm from Radio Diva. We started this journey almost 2 years back when the first lockdown happened, 5th July 2020. And, it just started as after a few suicide cases in my society happened. And it just started from the minds of a restless, journalist who wanted to reach out to people who wanted to people to vent out. It just started like that. We were listening to songs, enjoying, and then gradually we evolved into a platform where amazing, very talented speakers join us. They share their experiences with us. They share their life experiences, life lessons with us, and help us all be a better version of ourselves. So we do it on Tuesday and on Thursday. One day we make it like a topic based, and one day we make it a fun based. So being happy is so important, we have realized in our journey, and that's how we have evolved. And please follow us on YouTube, on Insta, Facebook, and be a part of this happy go lucky community, because we need each one of your presence, to be able to reach out to more and more people who actually want to make a little difference, not a huge, but a little difference in each other's life. So I'm super excited to talk about my today's, speaker. She's a beautiful, beautiful human being who has been teaching for almost 20 years. She started as a primary school teacher and went on to teach biology to middle class and to senior school level, and now she's heading the department of biology at DPS Rohini. And yes, she has authored a book which is by the name 6 to 12 biology, and she is more than all that, like, she is a spiritual person. She is very much loved by her students. I mean, students are super fond of her, and she does create magic wherever she goes. So I'm super excited to invite Shelly Wadhwa.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Divya, for that lavish introduction that you've showered on me. I am totally flattered. Yeah, thank you so much, first of all, for giving me this platform, and thank you for the song. And thank you for recognizing the teacher community. Well, that's very, very important. And I also got to know a lot of things which I did not know you felt about me. So thank you for that. And thank you again for making me a part of this happy go lucky community. And I think I will continue to be a part of it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, amazing. Let's come to teaching. I mean, teaching is one profession which is people. Let's start with the perspective that people have. I mean, I remember my mother-in-law once telling me, "Why don't you get into teaching? You will come back home on time, and it's so easy a job." But I recently got an opportunity to interact with teachers, and teachers have the toughest life, especially with the responsibility that is bestowed on them unknowingly. So
Absolutely.
what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, see, teaching profession has two sides to it. One is it is absolutely fulfilling, but with a lot of responsibility. That is the second side, because we are dealing with human beings, we are dealing with children. We cannot afford to go wrong at any step. So there lies the responsibility. As far as coming back home on time and being free for the rest of the day is concerned, I never felt that, because I think as a teacher, literally, I have been busy 24/7, 365. And people who know me know that it's really, it's a kind of a profession wherein you are kind of never free. Yeah, that is there. But the kind of rewards that you get out of teaching, they are far, far, far more, much more beyond the challenges which we face every day. So that's what keeps us going.
Yeah, but you know what? I always felt, there are two ways of doing a job. One, the first way is you just do a job for the heck of doing it. You're
Hmm.
just doing your work, and it's a duty. It's your like it's like just doing a duty. But
Right.
that way of doing it, it's when you are passionate about it. And I know you come in the second category. You have been always a very passionate human being and a very passionate teacher. So what makes you so involved as a teacher?
Well, Divya, there are two things which keep me going, or rather, I would say, which have kept me going all these years. It's been 20 years of teaching now. One is the love for the subject, and second is love for young minds. Uh, Subject, of course, biology always have been has been a favorite subject of mine, and to be able to deliver concepts in biology, some of them really challenging. And when you get that kind of smile on the faces of children when they're very happy, when they're able to understand and give a meaningful contribution to a particular topic, that really gives you a very good feeling. It's a kind of euphoria, a kind of high that you get. But more than that, you're dealing with young minds. It is something, which will never let you grow old. See, I have taught at all the different levels, like you just spoke about in the introduction, the lavish introduction. So at the primary level, I got that unconditional love from children, which kind of hooked me onto this job. The innocence of the children, the love with which they approach you, it's irreplaceable. You'll never find that kind of unconditional love showered on you, literally showered on you anywhere. So I remember to this date that there have been instances where this much of love brought tears to my eyes because of that innocence, which you will not find anywhere. I've taught at the middle school level where the minds become more curious and they want to explore more in the subject like science, and their curiosity is genuine. So that is what it keeps you going as a teacher. Senior school, children are more mature. At 11, 12th level, they have opted for the subject out of their own choice. What they're looking forward to is a mentor, right? And to be able to play that role successfully is a challenge in itself. I have tried hard to fulfill that role. And the kind of feedback that I have obtained from children, see, it has been positive as well as a negative feedback. I give that much of liberty to children that even if it is something which was lacking in the lesson, they're free to give their opinion and they do. So that is what is rewarding. And they're so energetic, so full of life. They are not so much tarnished by the vagaries of the world. And that is what makes them such beautiful people. And I'm so lucky to be among such beautiful people. That is what keeps me going. I will not find that kind of energy, that spirit, that love anywhere else in the world.
Wow. So what made you become a teacher, Shelly? Why did you choose this profession?
Yeah. See, it's a secret. My parents always wanted me to be a doctor, but within my heart, I never wanted to. I did sit for the PMTs and all at that time. It was not called NEET, it was a PMT. There was DPMT and other state PMTs were there. But within my heart, I never wanted to. So when my name was in the waiting list and I couldn't make it, I was actually relieved. My papa was not really very happy, but I was relieved. I accidentally went into doing B.Ed because I belong to a business family, and teaching was not really looked upon as a very good profession. But somehow I was able to complete my B.Ed, and I got an opportunity. That was also, I would not deny, it was by chance that I got an opportunity. That too in DPS, in a school like, in an institution like DPS. I'm lucky to be there because of several reasons. And I very reluctantly I said yes to the principal. She had offered me a job, but once I got into it, there has never been looking back. There have been instances where I thought that maybe it's becoming too much. There are too many challenges. But like I said, the love of children has always brought me back to it. So it was, what I'm trying to say is, it was not kind of totally decided. It was a kind of a suppressed feeling within me that I want to teach. I want to explore this in me, right? But I never said it openly because I was expected to be either a doctor or an IS officer. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So you know what? I did some investigation. I won't say investigation. I tried to find out. I know if even like the kind of person I know you are, you would have never said anything about you. Like you stand for much more than what I said in your introduction. Okay, I know it very well, and everybody who's associated with you knows it. But so I did little of Kufia Kam, and I found out about that children would specially come to school to attend your classes. I mean, they were so madly in love with you, and they continue to stay madly in love with you even after leaving the school. So what is the secret that many in the group might be teachers, and many who will listen to it later, they would love to know how you have managed to keep the children with you all these years.
Well, Divya, if I look back, if you want to seek my opinion, what I feel is that it's not only in the teaching profession, but in any profession or in any relationship. This is a student teacher relationship, but in any relationship, the first and the foremost thing is honesty, right? So, truthfulness. So, if you're true to yourself, if you're true to your profession, if you practice what you preach, I think that's all. If you're just doing what you're supposed to do, you've done your job. Because when you speak from the heart, when you're totally convinced about what you say, when you're saying less and doing more, then children will look up to you as their role models, right? In general, I'm talking about any teacher. So, you don't have to preach too much. You just have to live up to their expectations. And believe me, see, every Teacher's Day, I get lots of cards, messages, and honestly, children remember me, yes, for biology, but more for being a good human being. And the only reason is that we are very honest in our dealings. So honesty is something which I would say that will keep any relationship going.
Wow, that's beautiful. I think that's a takeaway for all of us, that being honest in a relationship is what is the foundation of a good relationship. So thank you so much. Okay, yeah, Sonika, absolutely true. So any of you have your question for Shelly, please, raise your hand, or, you can always, unmute and talk. So there's one thing that I know about you, and for that I did not have to investigate. I know as a person you have been a very spiritual person. You have been always, you have undertaken this journey inward way long back. I mean, if I remember from the time I know you, and I'm sure much before than that also, you have always been in this journey inward. So, has that uh, impacted your profession? Has that helped you be a better teacher?
Absolutely, yes. Spiritualism has played a very, very important role. It plays an important role in everybody's life, but yes, as far as teaching is concerned, from small to big things, it has really helped me a lot. Uh, like, for example, spiritualism is the science of the spirit. And if you understand yourself to be a spirit and the others as a spirit, you can love everybody with a lot of fervor and at the same time remain comfortably detached. So these are two opposite things, because when you love a person, even if it's a student, it's your client or anybody related to you, but you are totally into it, that kinds of binds you, and it is going to create shackles for you. It'll become difficult for you. But if you are offering your love unconditionally, but at the same time you're able to detach yourself, I think it becomes enlightening. The second thing is it gives you that kind of understanding about human nature, human psychology. It's the highest of psychological sciences, I would say, spiritualism. It helps you to understand people, understand children better. I have experimented in my class, because I have this challenge. I cannot really raise my voice beyond a certain level. So nowadays, earlier when I joined school, there used to be not more than 30 children in the class, but now, of course, I have 40 and 40 plus. So if obviously they're children, they will be making noise. So it's a challenge for me to make them quiet, and I will not raise my voice unless direly necessary. So once, I tried to meditate in the class and all that hustle bustle, and I tried to extend and offer that calmness to the children. And Divya, you wouldn't believe, in a matter of, yes, it did take 3 to 4 minutes, but everybody was quiet. Everybody. Now, this does not happen every day, because to be able to offer that kind of calmness to everybody, you yourself have to be in that disposition. That does not happen every day. Honestly, I would say that. But there have been instances where it has helped me. It helps you because you are able to understand the other person. You will never shout at the other person unnecessarily. You will not judge or rate the other person, be it a child, a student, on the basis of his or her marks or performance or anything. And you will never be rejecting anybody, any child, saying ki iska to kuch nahi ho sakta. You'll never say that because the universe never said that. Right? So you understand that because everything in the universe is accepted beautifully. So we need to accept children as they are and be their facilitators. Right? So this is wherein spiritualism comes in and it has helped me.
Wow, that's wonderful. I think people in every profession can try spiritualism because then, they are much more connected to, their own self, and then the noise around will silence itself. It won't affect you that much because your inner energy will be much more stronger than the external noises. I think so many takeaways. So any of your experiences as a teacher, I think we have some few questions in the group. So any of your experiences, as a teacher that has warmed your heart and you felt a sense of gratitude for being a teacher. So anything that you'd like to share with us, any of your life experiences, anything?
Well, there are many, but there is something which somebody said. See, one of course is that when our children they grow up, the students in the school they grow up, they become doctors and they reach places, they go abroad, they are getting awards, they are being recognized. I'm talking about biology, and they come back and they tell that, ma'am, uh, we love you for inculcating that love for the subject in our hearts. You really feel that, you can feel that gratitude, and you're so grateful to them, for reciprocating the same. The second is that there is one very interesting episode that happened once. It's around 8-9 years back. There was a few students in my class, and I was invigilating in the classroom, and later on some of the children they commented that it's very difficult to cheat when Shelly ma'am is there. Now, the difficulty is not there because Shelly ma'am is a very good invigilator. Well, I may not be, but they told me that we are not able to cheat because we don't know how we will face you after we've done that. So that gives it has a very deep sense. It has a very deep message within it. So I think that is something which I will never forget. It is one of the best comments that I ever heard from a student's mouth. That if a teacher is able to create an aura where the students do not want to do anything wrong in her presence, I'm so grateful to God for that.
Wow, that's such a beautiful experience. I'm sure everyone is feeling that, warmth in their heart just listening to it. Seriously, it's beautiful. So anything, any message that anyone who will be watching us later on YouTube, any message that you want to give, your students or your colleagues, anyone for that matter.
Yeah, one thing, Divya, see, I think people who must be watching me live, they must be feeling, oh my God, she never goes wrong, and I don't know what all things are happening. It's not like that. There have been bad moments also, so I just want to clarify that. There have been times when we have gone wrong. We, as a teaching learning faculty, we have gone wrong. We have made mistakes. I have shouted, and children have not liked, but we have kind of always been able to reconcile and be able to go beyond that. So there have been the low moments. And the second thing is the challenges of the teaching. I mean, apart from teaching, there are so many other things which keep you busy. So those challenges are obviously there. And now, COVID and post COVID, again, there are a lot of challenges with the students, with the organizations. I don't blame them, but the times are such that there are a lot of challenges. So there are times when I have, like, people who know me, they know that there were times when I wanted to leave. I just thought that it's too much. But like I said, there was something which kept pulling me back. Having said that, the message that I would like to give to the teaching faculty is that uh, we are in a beautiful profession. Like, everybody says it's a noble profession, but genuinely, we are at a place where we are performers. We get to be creative every day. Every day is a new challenge and a new beginning for us. It may be the same lesson, but it's not narrated in the same way because the set of students, the group is totally different. And even within the different sections, between the different sections, 2 sections, for example, or 2 to 3 sections for a particular lesson, the lesson is never the same. So we are really lucky to be in a profession wherein we get opportunity to experiment on daily basis. So please consider yourself to be great performers. Don't underestimate your profession at any time. Just believe in yourself. Try to do things in an innovative manner. We should, we all of us, I know that हम कोशिश तो सब यही करते हैं कि हम अपने बच्चों के लिए बेस्ट करें, लेकिन वो syllabus completion की deadlines and so many other things and so many XYZ things to be done, and ultimately what होता क्या है, हम score के लिए पढ़ाने लगते हैं, that our children should be able to get these many marks. I think it's high time we should move. I'm not saying that we should not be, marks are not important, they will come, but the message that should go to the children is that we have to enjoy learning. We can't wait for the government or other organizations to create that platform. We can be trendsetters. We can start doing things differently. And I think, Divya, this is one of the, it's an excellent platform where we can exchange ideas and see how it can be inculcated in our everyday teaching. So this is the message that I would give to my, counterparts, that we should be doing our tasks differently and in an interesting way, not waiting for people to create opportunities for us. As a human beings, again, I would say that we should all be very loving, caring individuals. And whenever you get an opportunity, whenever you get a chance, do get into spiritualism. It will really help you. And let's all be very honest and loving towards each other. If there are any questions, I am open to them.
So, Jayat is asking, is there any good books that, on life skills that you will suggest that, we can read? So any books that's like close to your heart, that, any author, any book which you have followed all your life and, you go back to think kind of.
Well, Divya, there have been a lot of books that I have been reading. Earlier, we used to read, and I think Shweta also knows, we used to read books like Life Positive and all these things. But of late, that, and I'll not hide about it, that I have been associated with the Brahma Kumaris. And I've been reading literature, Brahma Kumaris. I think some of us may be knowing Sister Shivani better, because that's a very popular name associated with that. So it's that knowledge, which is a whole, a PhD in life skills. And other than that, nowadays, for the past few years, I don't think I've stuck to any one particular book of life skills. So I'll be very honest about it. It's that. I have a few books. I think I'll be able to share their names with you, and maybe you can share on the group. Again, it is the BK's books only, but I have a couple of them, so I'll share the names.
Please do that.
I'll do that.
Yeah, so what, we recently, I did a workshop with students, which I was mentioning it to you, and post-COVID, the challenges have multiplied like anything. So, teachers have to complete their syllabus, and they find it very difficult to make that one-on-one contact with their students, make a difference and understand if the student is undergoing some kind of issue, because so many, people are facing financial issues, and when their families are affected, of course, children can't, they are seeing everything and they are witnessing things, and of course they are affected. How do you how do you tackle situations? What do you do differently to solve, to help those kids who are especially undergoing some kind of issues?
Yeah, there are a lot of things, and one is the emotional issue, and other is the academic issue also, which we are facing. I'll first talk about the academic issue, because that's a shorter thing, smaller thing that we need to understand. Like children of class 11 right now who are with me, I see that a lot of basic things they're not able to do, despite being given the best of the environments, because their mindset is still, despite it's September now, but they're still at the mindset, the level of class 9, because that was the time when lockdown happened, and after that they've come to school in class 11. And all this online teaching and online assessment, see kitna bhi hum sach bole, jhoot bole, jo bhi bole, wo utni सच्चाई से, ईमानदारी से assessment तो हुई नहीं है. So they're not used to it. So they really find it difficult to do simple tasks also. And एक तो वही challenge है as a teacher. Second thing is that as children, they have really faced a lot during the COVID times. We teachers also have faced a lot, but anyway, right now we are talking about children. So I have seen my colleagues interacting with those children, interacting with their parents. Some of them have lost. I know children who lost a parent or both the parents also. So I have seen teachers being a good support system, the school being a good support system. So these kind of issues, they cannot be handled by a single person, but it's something like community work. So there's a school as an organization, like for our school, it was the DPS society, the school, the teacher community, the class teacher, the co-teachers, the subject teachers. So there's somebody who is very close to the family. They are talking to the family members, जो भी हैं उनके और जो बच्चों के साथ. That one-to-one, that communication, that is very important. There was monetary support offered to children, right, wherever it was required, and yes, other kind of support wherein children required some extra help in academics, etc. Personally, I have tried to interact with children wherever it was required. Very honestly, I have not gone overboard to find out कि बच्चे आपको क्या problem है, आपको क्या problem है. No, wherever I felt जितनी की जरूरत थी उतना ही दिया जाए, because sometimes over helping people, it may not turn out to be useful. So one is interaction, other is any monetary help which may be required, any sponsorship which may be required, and third is to help them in academics. And class 12 में भी हमारे ऐसे एक दो बच्चे रहे हैं जिनका उनके maternal uncle were abroad, and the class teacher, I'm talking about the other, I was not involved, but the class teacher of this child, she was able to contact the uncle. The uncle came to India and took the child abroad, and she's going to continue her studies abroad. So it is, what I'm saying is that challenges like COVID, it involves a lot of community work. It cannot be handled by a single person. That's what I feel.
No, absolutely. I mean, children, they were suddenly, for last 2 years, they were not able to study well, and situations were so difficult, and they were not getting the kind of school environment that at home. Of course, online things were not as per requirement. And now they, all of a sudden, with the board pressure, they are either in 12th standard or in 10th standard.
They have been distracted all this while, no? And we suddenly expect them to be pura focus yahan par. So it's very difficult for them.
I totally agree. And, children are still innocent. For 2 years they were at homes, and now they are expected to perform to perfection. So it becomes a bit, mismatch of their expectation and school and teachers and parents' expectations. But, when you were mentioning all about children, but, even one of the teacher mentioned, which I was sharing with you, that, even teachers have heart, teachers have emotions. No one thinks of that. Okay, a teaching, the profession is such that everything, so much responsibility is given to a teacher, but a teacher's mental health is also so important. So what do you have to say about that? I mean, how do you take care of your mental health, and what will you suggest to your fellow teachers how they can do that?
Well, Divya, as far as my school is concerned, my school has made extra efforts to conduct sessions for teachers. In fact, yesterday on Teachers Day, usually हम लोग एक movie देखने जाते हैं, पर कल हमारी dance movement therapy थी, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So it was very good and an elating experience. So there have been certain efforts made by the school authorities, but at the end of the day, the school, any school XYZ, is under the pressure of performance. कहीं से भी वो pressure आ रहा है, जहां से भी आ रहा है. And ultimately that pressure boils down, it comes to the teachers only. और teachers के घर पे भी expectations हैं. हम लोगों ने online काम किया है, हम लोग offline, और अभी क्या हो रहा है, online offline दोनों हो रहे हैं. WhatsApp भी चल रहा है, ये online भी चल रहा है, offline भी चल रहा है. So a lot of things are happening. तो चाहकर भी the school cannot, go beyond a certain level in helping us. So the next question is, how do we help ourselves? And as a teacher community, how do we help one another? First thing is, we should understand each other. That's very, very important. Let's not get involved into small little bickering, small little things, small little tips. It's high time we start overlooking all these small little things and not, getting involved into backbiting and all this. At least हम अपने आप में environment को comfortable बना सकते हैं. The third thing is, I have to be totally in control of myself. What I have now started doing is, because I have also been disturbed because of a lot of things, we have to draw a line somewhere कि मैं इस time तक online या ये WhatsApp messages entertain नहीं करूँगी. Maybe some of us are already doing it. I was not doing it. I was really disturbed. So somewhere we have to draw a line and make it very clear. We don't want to compromise with the quality of teaching. We don't want to affect the lives of students because they're the most important. and to be so efficient we have to take care of ourselves. So उसमें क्या आता है? उसमें आता है good lifestyle. Same basic thing हम सबको पता है. Spiritualism I would rate number one. It's high time we get into spiritualism. So that's number one, meditation associated with it, regular exercise, good diet. I think a lot of us have become quite conscious about it, and recognizing each other. One thing, Divya, which I forgot to tell you, we've been talking about a lot of things today, and you have really showered all those praises on me. But I would definitely thank my family, which is a big support system to me. Hadn't it been for the family, I would not have been into spiritualism, not teaching also. So I'm not saying that they allowed me, it's just that they provided that support system so that I could spend time there. So the next thing is that we have to maintain cordial relationship among our fellow beings, whosoever is around us. Understand their needs. Only if you understand their needs will they be free to understand you. So it's always a two-way thing. Stop expecting too much from others. Start giving. Right? ये चीजें preach करने वाली नहीं है, ये actually होती हैं और ये work करती हैं. I have experimented, I have experienced. The more you give, the more you get. But you don't give an expectation of getting it back. So take care of yourself, love yourself. That we discussed the other day, Divya. You were telling me that we should you should be loving yourself. तो सबसे पहले अगर हमें किसी और को प्यार करना है, तो पहले हमें खुद को प्यार करना है, ठीक है? वो त्याग की मूर्ति बनने की जरूरत नहीं है कि सबने खा लिया जो बचा होगा जो पहले चलता था. नहीं, हमें अच्छे से खाना है, क्योंकि हम अच्छे से खाएंगे, अच्छे से मतलब good diet, whatever is to be taken, everybody is intelligent enough to understand. Only then we'll be able to take care of the others around us. So please love yourself, forgive yourself wherever you have gone wrong. Unconditionally love yourself. That's what I would say. उसके लिए बहुत बड़ा दिल चाहिए.
So yeah, thank you so much, Meera. Dalal says wonderful thoughts, and it's such an awesome feeling to have you. So thank you so much for this beautiful session. We really learned a lot,